She said we wouldn't be disappointed, and she is right. This place is hilarious. We are back home, and it feels great to have high-speed internet again. We traveled 5,000 miles through 7 states, consuming 250 gallons of diesel. We averaged 19 miles per gallon. We brought home a new electric bike and a Native American flute. I've been looking for an awesome flute for quite a while, and lots of terrific memories. And today I'm going to share with you the last week of our trip along Interstate 10 and some of the things we saw and did. If this trip had a theme, I think it would be no plan is a good plan, because our plans were always being challenged by things beyond our control. And the last week was no exception. We had to cut our trip a week short to get back to Southern California. But that meant we wouldn't see some of the things we wanted to see, like Big Bend, the McDonald Observatory. There are quite a few things to do along Interstate 10. But it did mean that we did some other things that we would not have necessarily done because they're kind of more off the beaten path. And it was, all in all, it was really a great 1-week drive home. It was wonderful to have a camper van, because camper vans give you the flexibility to do whatever you need to do to move your trip forward. So we spent most of the day yesterday at the National Museum of the Pacific War, which was fascinating, especially for those of us baby boomers who, I think most of us had parents who served during World War II, and kind of fill in a lot of the gaps that we didn't get in school and our education. It was really fascinating. And Admiral Nimitz is from Fredericksburg. He was born here. And the family was quite amazing, and his story is quite amazing. So if you're coming through this area, I highly recommend visiting this museum. But we are going to pack up and head out, heading to west. Where are we heading now today, John?
Sonora Caves.
Sonora Caves. We thought about going to Carlsbad Caverns, but we've been there before, and this one is right off of Highway 10. And sounds like it's an interesting cave, so we're going to go visit that. And because Texas allows you to stay in a rest area 24 hours, so there's no problem with sleeping there, we might go from Sonora Caves on to this rest area and spend the night. But we're going to play it by ear. Just like the rest of our trip, we're always open for a course correction. So leaving Fredericksburg, our next target was the Sonora Caverns, and that was really an unexpected pleasure. It was very, very quiet. There were only 6 people on our tour, and the guide was extremely knowledgeable. It's almost, it's one, so many of the caverns in the country have been destroyed. Early on when people would rip off stalactites and stalagmites and take souvenirs. But this cave seemed to be in better shape than any cave I've ever visited. Okay, we have left, where'd we go? We have left Sonoran Cavern, whatever it's called, and that was awesome. Didn't you think so?
Absolutely.
It was in really good shape, and the tour was small, only 6 people. I highly recommend it. It was $20 per person. If you're interested in going, it was like there was nobody there. But call ahead in case, just to see how often the tours are going. But it's definitely worth a visit. And now we're at Fort Lancaster, which is about an hour west of the caverns. And we're going to check out this old fort.
And at the caverns there is overnight parking, RV parking.
Oh yes, there's a nice little campground there.
Yeah.
So with hookups.
Plug-ins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hookups. So you can stay there if you like. We are the only ones here. Again, it's like everywhere we go, we're the only ones. So this is an 82-acre property that preserves the remnants of the only post established in 1855 to protect the lower road between San Antonio and El Paso. And I guess they used to have, there were some camels that even came through here at one time, although they weren't technically stationed here, although that's not how you say it. I don't know what it is.
Garrisoned here.
Yeah. It doesn't even have pockets. Here's the women's room. Boy, it looks awfully spiffy. Wow. Those are the toilets. And they have showers. Wow. And how nice. Wow. They have a dump station, group area with hookups. Okay, we're going to take one for the team here today. All along Interstate 10 are these billboards, kind of like you see up in South Dakota for that Corn Palace or the Stuckies, or I don't know, some of those things from the 50s. There are these signs about the thing. So we read about it online. They have recently updated their visitor center, and they've kind of created a new story. They couldn't decide whether to focus on aliens or dinosaurs, so they picked both, and something about dinosaurs and aliens conspiracy. So we're gonna go check it out for $5 a piece. I think we can afford that.
It's really silly, but it's worth the $5. And if you have grandkids or young kids, this is definitely fun for them, probably. Not sure I'd recommend reading the signs, but it's worth a visit. And there's a DQ next door, so you can get a DQ. And that certainly is worth it.
This is going to be a two-part video. I'm going to end it in Arizona because we had such an amazing last 2 or 3 days in Arizona. And I'm going to bring that back as its own video next week. But I wanted to say that my grandson, my older grandson, had said that we needed to do a giveaway in honor of hitting 1,500 subscribers. I never thought we'd get this far. But in honor of all of our great subscribers, I thought, well, what kind of a cheesy giveaway could we do? And so we picked up a Thing mug at the Thing store. And I'm going to give it to the person who is the first to answer this riddle. Is, as a crow flies between two distant castles, you will find your reward. So the question is, name the closest national park. And then tell me if you've been there. So I have a huge amount of editing to do to get this video up, and then the next one. Lots of things I'm trying to learn about the editing process, transitions, titles, all of those things to make my videos better. So I really thank you all for watching and supporting me and encouraging me and all of that. I really, really do appreciate it. I think you guys are awesome. And until next time, happy trails.
He's trying. There he goes.